Hey everyone, how's it going? Today I'm going to be talking about Chainsaw Man, which was a manga that was written by Tatsuki Fujimoto. Now in this video I will be talking about what happens in chapter 1, just so I can explain the plot, but besides that I'm going to be trying my best to not go into any spoilers at all, so don't worry if you haven't read the manga, I won't be going into any spoilers other than a few characters and what happens in chapter 1. So with that said, let's get into talking about the plot of Chainsaw Man. Denji has a huge debt to pay back to the Yakuza, so to pay it back he kills devils for them, with his pet devil dog that has a chainsaw coming out of its head, named Pochita. Then one day the Yakuza betrays and kills Denji, but to save his life, Pochita merges with Denji's body and revives him. In doing so, he gives Denji the power of the Chainsaw Devil, which allows him to turn parts of his body into chainsaws. Using his newfound power, he quickly kills the people who betrayed him, but in doing so, catches the eye of the official devil hunters who arrive at the scene. He is then offered to work at the Public Safety Bureau as one of them. In case you didn't know, Chainsaw Man is a shonen manga, and shonen manga tend to have a lot of action in them. And for me, Chainsaw Man works perfectly as a shonen because of the plot. You have Denji, who can turn parts of his arms and head into chainsaws and slaughters devils, and I don't really see a plot like that working unless it has a lot of action. And for the most part, there is actually a pretty good amount of action in Chainsaw Man. Also, there are some pretty over-the-top fights in there too, which I absolutely love. That's why Kill la Kill is one of my favorite action anime, because it has a lot of over-the-top fight scenes. So Chainsaw Man having a bunch of really crazy and over-the-top fight scenes, I love. I just really, really like it. And there's one scene in particular that I can't wait to see it get animated when the anime releases. I won't spoil it, but I think it'll be pretty cool. I also like that it's not afraid to get really violent. I don't know if manga is normally censored. I don't believe it is. I think it's usually anime because it's airing on TV is what gets censored. So I'm hoping that when the anime releases, they don't censor it a bunch because the manga's pretty violent. And I hope that they keep it in there because some of the scenes are just awesome. It just would kind of take away from the experience if they censored it a lot in the show. Hopefully they don't do that. Now, as far as the characters and story goes, I think they're both pretty good. I really like Denji, and instead of most shonen protagonists where they want to be the best at something or be the leader of something, like Deku wants to be the best hero or Naruto wants to be the Hokage, there are a bunch of other ones like that, but I like Denji because he's very simple with what he wants, because he grew up in extreme poverty. All he really wants is just a good meal and a place to sleep, or a nice bed to sleep in. And I just really like Denji. I like that he's just a very simple character, and actually a little bit later on he does get a little bit more complicated, and he isn't super simple and straightforward, and I really like that. Towards the end, or in the middle too, he has a little bit more complex things to him, and it's really fascinating, and just gets really good with what they do with his character, and his character arc I think is pretty good. There are also a lot of other characters that get introduced too, Power being one of my favorites. She's a fiend, which I think is a weaker version of a devil, basically. I think there's more to it than that, but I can't remember. She works with Denji, and they don't really get along very well, and they end up fighting a lot. But overall, I think that she's a really great character, and she's actually pretty funny at times, and I think she has one of the best arcs, or character arcs, in the manga. There's also Hayakawa, who reminds me a lot of Megumi from Jujutsu Kaisen, with just the way he looks, and his attitude, and some of the moves that he uses too just remind me a lot of that character from Jujutsu Kaisen, which I don't think is a bad thing, but he's pretty badass and I really liked him too. He has a pretty interesting backstory as well as a pretty good arc. Actually, most of the characters in Chainsaw Man have pretty good arcs, and I just liked a lot of the characters in it. So I'm going to be giving part 1 of Chainsaw Man an A. Nice! I know I didn't really go too far into talking about Chainsaw Man. It's just that I think that it's so good that I don't want to ruin anything for you guys. So that's why I kind of just touched upon some characters and kind of just went over the overall plot. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to go too far into it. It's a really great manga. I would definitely recommend reading it. Also, if you don't like reading, the anime is supposed to be coming out this year. It could get delayed, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's like in the fall of this year, most likely. I don't think there's an exact release date, but that's what I'm guessing. Probably be towards the fall or summer, we'll see. This probably won't be the last video I'll make on Chainsaw Man, as part 2 of the manga is yet to release. Also, the anime is coming out, so whenever those release, expect more videos on it then. I might do chapter reviews whenever they start releasing the chapters again. We'll see. But if you're interested in seeing the videos that I'll do on part 2 of the manga and the anime when it releases, subscribing is the best way to keep updated with my videos. It's totally free, and it'll be on your subscription feed whenever I upload a video, or you can turn on the bell notification thing to get notified whenever that video goes up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little review on the Chainsaw Man manga, and I'll see you guys next time with the next video. Bye.